My name is Brianna, and over the course of this video, I will explain my 6-month journey in India with a program called Global Citizen Year. Side note: Global Citizen Year is technically supposed to be 8 months long, but due to COVID and my own visa complications, I was only there for 6 months. Global Citizen Year is a bridge year program in between high school graduation and your first year of college. Last summer, I decided to join because I was unsure of what I wanted to do career-wise. College didn't seem ideal for me right after graduation, and I was aware that gap year programs were available. I heard about Global Citizen my freshman year of high school, and it caught my attention. GCY gives you the opportunity to spend 8 months in one of the 4 countries, which are India, Brazil, Ecuador, or Senegal. GCY values curiosity, leadership, well-being, diversity, empathy, gratitude, and accountability. Their goal is to build young leaders that have strong skills that will guide their education, build their character, and ultimately transform who they are as a person. I remember being super excited about applying to Global Citizen Year, and when I finally got in, it just became more real for me. Both me and my twin sister were fortunate enough to get a full scholarship each, so it is possible if that is one of your concerns when applying. The next exciting thing was to travel to San Francisco, California at Stanford University for Global Launch. For me, Global Launch was the one thing that made me feel really comfortable with the whole process, because it is right before we actually leave out of country. This was a chance for me to get to know everybody. They also had really thoughtful speakers that came, which was awesome to be a part of. After the seminars, we had in-depth discussions between the youth about social issues, environmental issues, economics, or whatever the topic was on. It gave me a sense about who I was and who I was going to spend my next chapter with. It also gave insight about how our generation globally thinks about current issues. To me, that atmosphere was honestly so comforting and supportive. It was also nice to make friends who are literally across the world. Here are some pictures of my cohort. On the left, we have one of our first group pictures. In the middle, we have after an Indian wedding. And on the right, we have after a Halloween party. Some major things to note in country is host family, language learning classes, learning seminars, and the apprenticeship. My host family consisted of a mom, dad, baby brother, and 2 Maushis who would come every day and take care of the baby and clean the house. They became a factor that largely impacted my bridge year, and they helped me to immerse in the culture efficiently. I love my host family, and I still talk to them often. I was able to understand the traditions, social issues, the way they cook, the way they speak, and it really just helped me get a full grip on what it means to be a part of the culture. Aside from host families, I was also responsible for participating in language learning classes, learning seminars, and working at my apprenticeship. These 3 components helped me get closer to the cohort. I had to go to language learning classes 2 times a week, and I had to go to my apprenticeship almost every day. I'll talk more about my apprenticeship in the next slide. Learning seminars are a little different because they're more spread out time-wise. The entire cohort and in-country staff would come together to debrief certain topics like education or environment. We also discussed our experiences or things we were interested in. Learning seminars were important to me. I love spending time with everyone. It's just comforting and honestly makes good memories. One time we camel raced in the Run of Kutch, aka the Salt Desert in Gujarat. That will always be a really good memory for me just because it was so fun and everyone was laughing and having a good time. My apprenticeship. I worked at a local school near my house, and I got to teach basic English and science for 7th standard, otherwise known as 7th grade for people who are from the US. For those of you who don't know, India has a major education crisis, so a lot of people do not complete high school, let alone 8th grade. Our schools were in partnership with Teach for India. Teach for India is a program that aims to narrowing the educational gap in India. They take college graduates and young professionals in all academic majors and career interests, and place them in low-income schools to teach for 2 years. My TFI fellow was really amazing, and her name is Olivia. She helped guide me through my apprenticeship and create lesson plans. I had the opportunity to teach, grade papers, and create bonds with my students. I spent so much time with them and they fill you up with joy. Here in the left corner is a large group of my students during a school presentation, and on the right side are 3 of my students after the karate competition. There is also a video, but it won't play here, so I'll place it at the end of this video so that you can watch them during Children's Day. For my community project, me and another fellow created a blog to help the students express their creativity and their writing skills. The reading and writing comprehension of our students were visibly low, and we wanted to help the students feel more confident on their exams and daily communication. The next thing is super exciting because of independent travel. We were given 2 weeks between December and January to travel the country. This is a time for me to expand my independency skills and explore. I went with 3 other fellows and we traveled the state of Rajasthan. We traveled to Jaipur, Jodhpur, and Jaisalmer. Then we went to Delhi, and from there we went all the way down south to Pondicherry. This was the most memorable part of my entire bridge year. I got to spend time with my friends and take a break from my responsibilities. I spent a night in the desert and it was breathtaking. We took a camel ride out to our campsite and we had our meal cooked over an open fire. We even made friends with a desert dog. During this time, we also went sightseeing and ate really good food. This is definitely a period of self-reflection. We expressed who we were, how we were growing over the year. It was a really great bonding experience and I'm super grateful for it. Over this bridge year, I grew in different ways. I made amazing friends and had my first traveling experience outside of the country I was born in, which is the US. I learned more about who I was and what morals I stand by. I became eager and curious. I had so much more to learn. If you want to take a gap year, I highly encourage you to consider Global Citizen Year. This year was challenging and exciting. If you do decide to apply, you'll see the opportunities you have. Challenge yourself to grow and open your mind. You have so much to experience and Global Citizen Year can be a gateway to that. If you made it to the end, here are some videos of my time in India, and thank you so much for watching.